I notice that not too often, but fairly often, people tend to speak in other languages around me. And if anybody who listens to this finds me, or I mean, shit. Well, I don't know. I can't speak for most people, but I know with me, you don't have to do that because I really don't give a shit. I don't care about what you're talking about. Like, I just assume that they're just more comfortable talking in their native language. But even if that's not the case, and you're like talking about me, I don't give a shit. You can talk about me in English. I don't care. Because chances are, like, when it comes to me, 90% of the time when I leave the house, I look fucking ridiculous. And I already know that I'm probably wearing some odd shit. Like, cause me, I try my hardest to always stay in some type of geek level t-shirt or something. Like I try and stay in some shit that like disarms me. Cause I'm a somewhat tall black dude. And like people who know me, there's no intimidation. Outside of children, there's no intimidation. There's just none. And there shouldn't be, because I'm not harmful to anyone. But people who don't know me, like I've seen some people, clutch the old purse and cross the street down at the end, and it's like it's not fucking necessary. But then if I'm walking around in a fucking Bugs Bunny glove hand t-shirt, I do have that. It does exist. It's pretty fucking cool looking. It's just a t-shirt with Bugs Bunny hands all over it, just drawn hands, and it's fucking great. But if I'm walking around in that, or I'm wearing a Buffy shirt or something like that, people tend to not think of me in that light. So, it's like a win for me, because I'm like, okay, people can actually get through the exterior and understand that I'm not here to beat the shit out of them. So, I mean, it was just a long way of saying a short thing, which is calm the fuck down. I don't care if you're yapping about me in your native tongue. Couple of bits of news happened today at the the time of this recording. One being the solar eclipse that is it happened today at the time of this recording. I missed it, and the reason I missed it is because like the last topic that I covered, I don't give a shit. The sun is up there doing sun things. The moon is up there doing moon things. I don't give a shit. The moon went in front of the sun for I don't know how fuck long, and people were buying fucking glasses to stand outside and watch this happen. And I'm thinking, you fuckers have jobs. Because like in exactly what I thought was going to happen is exactly what happened. People were outside. I actually went to Walmart today, and I'm not a huge fan of the place, but they sell these chips that I can eat that nobody else sells, and they're nice. So I went there, and there were a bunch of people standing outside looking up at, I mean, it was just damn near all clouds, but they were looking up and shit, and they had their phones on them. And I'm thinking to myself, what the fuck picture are you about to take on your fucking cell phone that's about to have anything on the inevitable NASA picture that's going to happen? Like you're not gonna fucking top that. So why are you even out here with your fucking track phone looking up in the skies? Go do your shopping and take your ass home. Like, what the fuck are y'all doing? I didn't understand what the fuck these people were doing. I don't get it. And as soon, like, I went on Twitter this evening and I saw a picture that looked fucking amazing. They shot it from space. The moon was exactly in front of the sun. There was a little shine off to the right, I believe. It looked fucking amazing. And I was like, great. I didn't have to see it. People were filming this fucking thing while they were flying planes. And you get to see it as somebody's like in a plane looking out the window and shit. And then there's just like, you didn't even see the eclipse. You just see this big ass shadow go over the clouds. I'm like, that's pretty cool. That's an interesting take. But don't be standing outside trying to fucking shoot an eclipse on a fucking cell phone. Like, what are you thinking? What do you think? How do you know the eclipse is happening? Let's just bring it all the way back to the origin. How do you know that the fucking eclipse is happening in the first place? Why? Because the news told you. How did the news find out? Because NASA told them. Where does NASA have cameras? In space, right? How the fuck do you think there ain't gonna be pictures of this fucking event from NASA that are gonna be way better than any of the shit you gonna sit up and take on your little bullshit track phone? Like, why don't you fucking think? Like, I saw a sign at McDonald's talking about we're gonna let everybody out for 5 minutes to watch the eclipse because there are certain things that are more important. And I'm like, how is this more important than any fuck thing? How? It's getting dark in the day for a fraction of a fucking second, like a minute. It's not even fucking long. It's not like the fucking tides are affected and everything's just gonna be flooded and catastrophic. Then I'd give a shit. I'd be looking up in the sky like, okay, is it coming? Because I don't want to have to swim through my house. Like, that's a reason for me to give a fuck about this shit. But you're just telling me, okay, it's gonna get dark for a couple seconds. What? I'm gonna be able to get off work for 5 minutes to go look at this shit get dark? What? Alright. Despite all of this ranting and raving I've been doing, I'm not really trying to give anybody shit for, going out and enjoying themselves for looking at it. I'm just explaining thoroughly why I don't care and why I think it's preposterous. So yeah, that happened today, and bumped the table. So that happened today, and I don't know exactly when the rest of this shit happened, but apparently my boy Joss Whedon is a monster that needs to be flayed alive and torched, or that's how a lot of people who feel betrayal are expressing themselves. Let me just explain how this went down, okay? So our boy Joss Whedon, the writer of a lot of my favorite things in different mediums, he divorced his wife. I want to say her name is Kai Cole, but I forgot. I think it is. Anyway, his ex-wife, now ex-wife, wrote this thing, basically going over that he cheated on her for over 15 years. Back, and it all started back when he was on when he was working on Buffy, the TV show. So basically, he went through and had all these series and had affairs with multiple women throughout these series. I have a friend whose husband works in the movie industry, and it's like she knows people and actresses who've worked with him, and she says that the actress is so like multiple degrees of separation here, but apparently like she knows someone who walked in on Joss and another actress, and they were getting down, and you know, shit was going down. I don't know the specific names or anything. I'm curious, but at the same time, I don't care. And that's kind of the gist of this. Of also this third thing is me not really giving a fuck. And here's why, right? First of all, what a person does behind the scenes ain't our fucking business. It really isn't, outside of like criminal activity, because criminal activity you need to make the public aware because shit is dangerous, right? I've watched a lot of television in my life. A lot. I can't say that I have enjoyed any program more than Buffy. So I understand this urge you probably feel to label me as being biased and I'm just sticking up for him. I'm really not. What I'm saying is that, you know, if this is true, he is completely wrong. Completely wrong. If this is true. At the bottom of the article that I read the whole damn thing that his ex-wife wrote. I read the whole thing. And it said that there were misrepresentations and inadequacies in the story. And like with me, I gotta hear both sides. I do. I gotta know what the fuck happened between, you know, both sides. I can't just listen to this woman say this stuff and be like, okay, that's facts. I can't I can't do it. I am suspect because my friend doesn't really have any reason to lie about the actress walking in and all that shit. But even then, stranger things have happened, you know? Like, what if it wasn't what they thought it was? Like, I wasn't there, you know? Like, I just, there's a lot of this that I don't know. And I'm not going hard judging anyone. There's a lot of pain on both sides in a divorce. That's like, I mean, I guess it's avoidable in some cases where it's just one person really, really wants to divorce and the other one doesn't. Then I guess it's not pain on both sides, but you know what I mean. More often than not, when a divorce happens, there's a lot of pain there. And I'm not saying that, you know, she's making shit up or anything like that. What I'm saying is, we don't have a lens or a, you know, like we don't have eyes watching everyone who makes all of our shows. We don't have eyes watching everyone who makes all of our movies. You know, like this could just be a rampant thing that's happening in the industry and we wouldn't fucking know because they don't all have wives who've basically, you know, come out and written these scathing articles about them. This could be a lot more common than you may think. And I'm not making excuses for them. I'm just saying if there's a thing to this where it's like, oh, well, he did all this stuff and he did all this stuff and he was alone and nobody else does anything like this and that's why none of this would ever get written. Okay, but do you really think that's the case? like I'm not saying he's got reasons. When you cheat on your spouse, it's wrong. It's wrong because, like, to me, I always thought if your relationship is that bad to where you're gonna step out, then you should just leave. Like there shouldn't be any cheating. Leaving would be tough. It would be perceived as being tough. It would suck, but I think that's the right decision. I think that's the right thing to do, and I always will. And if you know, if what she's saying is true, if what she's saying is 100% true, then I really feel bad for her. And he is a really fucked up person. But at the same time, like, to me, I'm able to separate the man from the work in this case. I can't always do that though. And this is a thing that people are going to have to they're just going to have to understand. It, to me, it's just a sign of being an adult. You have to understand that there are levels of wrong. Somebody compared Joss to like Bill Cosby and Woody Allen and Roman Polanski, and I'm just like, no. No. What Joss did was a lot of dick moves. I ain't even mean that to be a pun, but it was a really good one, so I'll take credit for that. He did a lot of dick moves. If this is true, he did a lot of dick moves, but he wasn't raping underage kids and he wasn't drugging anybody. Like, don't put this in the same league as those fucking crimes. Like, don't do that. You just make yourself sound like an extreme person. Like, don't fucking do that. That's nonsense. Okay? He cheated on his wife and he's a dick if he did that. But don't fucking compare him to these stories of fucking drugging chicks and then raping them. Like, really? You know, like, automatically, even if the mistresses had consent, it's better. It's automatically better. Okay? Just fucking relax with that. That's all I'm saying. Don't compare those. Compare him to Tiger Woods. That's perfectly acceptable. Both of them fucked up. You know, if this is, of course, what happened. And you know, they followed the dick to the what's the opposite of the promised land? Because that's basically what happened. They followed their dicks to the opposite of the promised land, the bad place. That sounds so fucking stupid though. Promised land sounds awesome, and I don't know, denied quarry. I don't fucking know. But anyway, But yeah, like for something like that, like if he had just like ran over a kid, it was just like, fuck him. I'm Mr. Mega Big Shot. I can run over a kid and nobody's gonna touch me because I made bomb ass movies. Like then I'd be like, okay, I think I'm gonna have to pull down some posters. Do I have any? I do. I do have one somewhat Whedon. I got two. I sound like an auctioneer. I got two. I got two. I got the poster, the Cabin in the Woods, and the poster, the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Which is weird because like I don't have any Buffy posters, and that's weird. That's weird. I will admit that that's weird. But anywho, yeah, like I'd have to distance myself if he was out here taking motherfuckers out or raping chicks and that sort of thing. Like that would just be I can't on that level. And if your line isn't where mine is, I don't judge you. That's fine. I get it. If your line where it's like, yo, I don't give a fuck. I find out you cheated on your wife. Fuck you. I ain't got nothing to do with you. I don't even blame you. I understand. I get it. But that, to me, is not what the work says. Like, to me, his work is very important. It says things that other movies and TV shows and comics even don't say. And I think that the messages of them are very, very important to our society. It's the same with Bill Cosby. But my whole thing about Cosby was the fact that nobody could ever, like, all of that was just accusations. And there was a lot of accusations, but I wasn't seeing no proof. I wasn't seeing like any kind of like real evidence that was showing anything. Like everything just said that it was just all he said, she said. And I'm like, I can't condemn a person for he said, she said. I can't. Like, even if Bill Cosby just went on TV and was just like, yo, all these chicks used to drug me and do all this other shit. Like, if you ain't showing me something, like, even if it was reversed, if he wasn't showing something other than him just saying it, even if it was him and a bunch of other actors just saying it, I can't really buy that with nothing else. I can't. So I don't know. And Bill, the Cosby Show, also very fucking important. Very important. I think that youths should watch that show. Just period. Like that. I don't give a fuck what color you are or whatever. Like it should be watched because it addresses things that people should know about. I think of Whedon's works as the same. Less so with the Avengers series. That's not too, like, there are hints where it's like, okay, it's trying to say something here, but not really. Those are just like really, really fun and funny movies. Like, that's where I put those. But like stuff like Buffy, there's stuff in that series that's just, I know of people who have met their soulmates over that show. Like I know people who gather every year in the name of charity and marathon Buffy shows just for the sake of and like hold straight up auctions just for the sake of doing, like donating that money to charity. And the shit goes over every year. And the show's been off the air what feels like for fucking ever. But it's like nobody, well, maybe let me not say nobody, because people probably get brought to it as like a ride or some shit, and then they get shown something they've never seen before. But it's like most of the people there, they know every fuck. I went, I don't know if I went once or twice. I think I went once, and then the second time I met Nicholas Brendan outside, and that was awesome. But I think that the first time, I went in and I sat, I sat through the whole thing. I was fucking crazy broke. Couldn't afford shit. So what I did was I made a picture, like I did a drawing and all this stuff. And it was basically, it was the aftermath after Buffy had slayed the Count from Sesame Street, but didn't realize that he was harmless, just that he was a vampire, and so she fucking killed him. I thought it was funny, but I don't think the joke really got over with the crowd. I don't give a shit, because I thought it was hilarious. But anyway, I did that, and I gave it to them to auction. And it did. Like, I ain't make no thousands of dollars or nothing. Like, I ain't make shit off it. They donated to charity. It wasn't a ton of money, but it was something. It was something that I could do for them. Instead of giving them like $3 or some shit, I just took a frame and then that I already had laying around, rolled over to Kinko's, got it printed out for about $3, slapped it in there. Cool. So that's my long way of saying that his works, like, I don't know how. Here's the confusing thing to me, and it's not me denying anything, it's actually me being puzzled. How you could do such anti-feminist things, or at least the main thing, where you deny your wife the choice to not be with you based on your actions by hiding them from her, while making while at the same time producing some of the most feminist work of your age, like of your time. I don't know how you even do that. Like, I don't understand how your brain works, where you can compartmentalize on that level, where you can just be like, okay, I'm fucking outside of my marriage. Let me cut that off, put it in a cubicle over there. And now over here, it's just girl power, girl empowerment, and everything. Like, that's weird. I don't even grasp that. That's so fucking strange to me. But somehow that happened. Like, you can't tell me that the works aren't feminist. You just can't, because they are. And they're amazing. That you could debate, because, everybody's got different tastes. But feminism, that is a central focal point throughout. And I appreciated it growing up because of my upbringing, being in the house with a mom and a sister alone. It gave me television that I could relate to, as opposed to all of these shows where it was like, if a woman was there, they weren't really doing much. It's like, the best example I can give is the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I don't think there has ever been a bad series given to the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I don't. I have been a fan of those characters for a really, really long time. But I defy you to tell me that April's importance is anywhere near any of the main cast. It's just not. Even when they try to make her relatively important, she's not even Robin level, right? She's not even a sidekick most of the time. She doesn't even show up all the time, because it's about these 4 dudes in the sewers with their pops fighting motherfuckers. That's what the whole thing is about. And when she shows up, shit changes a little, but not really. And then the amount of times she gets fucking kidnapped, it's nonsense. It's fucking nonsense. And then, like, I grew up playing video games, and then one of the first ones I played was Mario, and I'm like, why the fuck is the girl always getting fucking captured? Why? What is that? You know, like, I'm seeing all of this stuff, and then I come across Buffy, I'm like, so a woman is in the lead. The show is named and about her, and she's really not stupid. Like, she's a tactical, not savant, but she's tactically capable. I'm like, wow. I didn't even realize how much I missed this because I never had it before. and it was great. It was a wonderful adventure for me to go on, just watching that show. I used to watch it before going to school. I'd wake up and it would, be coming on, and I'd watch a whole episode, and then I would go to school and, deal with life, and then come home. Or sometimes if I woke up late, I would record it in the morning. Like I recorded it every day, but sometimes I could watch it, while it was recording, so I wouldn't have to watch it when I got home. And I still remember, like, certain episodes just changed my whole fucking day. Typically because of character deaths. Like, a character would die and I would just be fucking wrecked. And I have to go to school with that. I'm like, come the fuck on. I just watched this whole episode about this dead ass character. It's the saddest shit I ever experienced in my life. And I'm supposed to walk into this shit and just be like, hi to people? Fuck that. Don't nobody better talk to me today. But, like, that's what Joss gave me. Like, that's what he gave me. That's what he gave the world. I don't understand how you could be such a douche behind the scenes and make something like that. Really? It just basically tells me that you really shouldn't hold these people to be, just these paragons of justice and light and all that shit. Like, I think that everybody's got something. Some fucked up thing in their past they've done. Like, I can't. Joss would have been the guy that I would have trusted more than anyone else to not have some shit like this going on for fucking 15 years. He would have been the guy that I would have picked. Like, if you'd asked me, it would have been either him or Will Smith. I'd be like, nah, those fuckers are clean. They're clean. But, this shit happens, and now I'm just like, I don't even know. I don't see it being impossible anymore. And honestly, like, I gotta look at the work. And that's just because my line isn't at cheating. My line is where it's like when you cheat, you make somebody's life uncomfortable. And it sucks. But you're not directly fucking with them. Like, you're not, biologically fucking with them. When you drug somebody or when you rape a kid, that is so much worse. So much fucking worse. And like that, my line is there. Like when if they ever show me proof that Cosby did it, then I'll be like, well, I gotta let go of him. But I'm not seeing that. I'm seeing this man get off on acquittals and all this other shit. I'm like, there's a reason. There's a reason. That's all I'm saying. I ain't saying that everybody that gets off deserves to get off, but I'm just saying, if this many people came with the same story and can't nobody prove shit, that's a little weird. That's a little weird. But yeah, I'm gonna stop, talking about Cosby and all that shit. I just don't want you thinking that I'm trying to make excuses for people, because I'm not. I'm really not. If like these people are gonna have to pay in their own way, whether you believe in karma or the Lord, somehow they're gonna have to fucking pay for all of the shit that they're doing. I'm just saying that before we go trying to, persecute the fuck out of this man, let's just understand that A, we have not heard his side, and B, the work stands on its own. Because as much as I love what he's made, he never has made anything that I have totally and absolutely loved and adored by himself. Not once. It's never happened. There are a lot of people who pour their lives and their time into this man's visions that bring them to life, to where if all of the other people weren't there, like I don't think that I could like sit and watch Joss Whedon in a room yell stories at me. As much as I love as much as I love his projects, I really don't think I would enjoy that much. I don't. Nah. There are a lot of people behind these teams that make this shit happen, and a lot of them are just fucking amazing. And I'm not gonna shit on their work because of what he did. And if it comes to there are so many people I can't believe, especially now, that everyone is as clean as to be able to sit and just judge everybody else that's, who has been exposed. There's gotta be way more dirt out there than there is just clean people walking. Or I could just be in a state of denial because I'm going through some shit because I got to deal with this in the first place, being a fan of his work. That's possible. I'm not going to lie and say it ain't. It's just so fucking irritating. And I didn't even really want to. Well, I did want to talk about it, but I didn't want to come from the same perspective as everybody else. I didn't want to be, waving my pitchfork and all that shit and super pissed at him. I don't want to be this Captain Save-A-Ho shit where it's like, oh, he didn't really do nothing. He didn't really. It's not that bad. Like, no. I'm not saying that what he did is that bad. I'm just saying that what he did, though bad, doesn't. I think that what he did wasn't as bad as the positivity coming from the work. That's what I think. That's what I think. That's genuinely what I believe. Because I think that, you know, what he did, like, people say that man saved their life. Like, it's it's very important work. And I will be a fan of that work until he just loses his shit and starts killing kids in the street. But that's not what happened. So, I mean, I'm not just trying to blindly defend him. Like, my main problem is that he hasn't, as of this recording, he hasn't spoken up for himself, other than to say that there are, like, that shit is wrong about what she said. Like, and I it's hard for me to go fully against him and for her, because, like, if he just came out and was just like, yeah, she right, there'd be a whole lot less questioning right now. It would just be like, yo, son, check this dude out. He been fucking all the tang. And it would be fucked up. Like, I think that it would just be fucking ridiculous. And like, how dare you? But if he's saying that shit is wrong, I can't, like, I have to believe them both fairly equally. She's saying this shit happened. He's saying that there's inaccuracies about the shit. So it's like, I'm believing both of them. Don't take it to mean, because there's this big thing out here where it's like, you should believe women. First of all, go fuck yourself. If you're one of those people where it's just like, you need to believe women, period. No. Go fuck yourself. I'm not doing that. And I'll tell you why. Because my sister growing up was one of the best fucking liars. Best fucking liar. Notorious fucking liar. Lied about shit there was no reason to lie about. Could eat a cookie in your face and tell you she didn't and never crack. Never crack. Just ridiculous liar. Ridiculous liar. Would get caught in lies and would just throw on another lie. Like, just fucking shrimp on Barbies. Just throw on another fucking lie. You know, let's just go ahead and just throw another one there. Just to wrap this other one up. Let's just make a lie sandwich out of this shit. And I saw that for years. It was impressive. I know there are women out here lying. I know that there are. I'm not fucking stupid. There are always going to be women lying. You know why? Because there's always going to be men lying. And there's always going to be people lying. Everybody fucking lies about shit in their life at some point. Don't give me that shit. People are not virtuous because they have vaginas. I'm a feminist. And I will gladly say that there are some evil fucking women out here doing some fucked up shit to people. And just, there's no way I'm ever gonna not think that way. Unless some massive fucking changes happen. But no. Because women are just as capable as men as doing most things. And when I say most, the only real thing I'm thinking about is shit that's outside of their height range and pissing standing up. That's about it. Women can do every fucking thing else. Everything else. And women want to take that as meaning a good thing. It ain't necessarily. Women are just as capable of fucking murdering their spouse and making sure that they are never found again. That shit happens. So, no, I'm not blindly believing anybody. I'm not blindly believing shit. I'm not blindly believing Whedon. When he comes out and he says whatever the fuck he says, that shit don't add up. Be like, nah, bruh. That's just stupid. Like, if he comes out and he's just like, I don't even know what she's talking about. There's none of this ever happened. None of it, then I'm gonna think back to that story of my friend and be like, well, okay, it could have been some Three's Company shit. Google it if you don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. But it could have been some Three's Company shit, or it could have been something else. And that might be a little fishy if he especially if he waits for a really long time, because that's a thing that I know from my own writing, and that's fucking sitting there and revising what you're gonna say and shit. Like, I don't know, man. You don't have to make up you don't have to make up the truth. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. We just gotta see what he says and what he responds with. I should have waited to talk about this until after he did. But I don't know. At this point it's just pretty raw, and I was feeling some shit. So I figured I might as well just go on here and talk about it. Whew. So have I talked about it enough for you? I probably have. You're probably tired of hearing me talk about this shit. What could I do as a reward for you sticking around this long, listening to me talk about this motherfucker? Let me open up my notes. Yeah. Here's another thing. I'll talk about this. This has nothing to do with Whedon. I said, motherfuckers are confused, right? And essentially, I don't think people really understand what the freedom of speech is. I don't think that they really gather that, right? Like when Nazis get punched in the streets, they're all like, I got freedom of speech. And I just, whenever somebody uses that phrase because somebody calls them a name, or because somebody, like nigga came out their mouth and then they got punched or some shit like that, and then they'll be like, I got free speech. I'm like, yeah, motherfucker, your ass ain't in jail. That's what the fuck that means. You're not in jail, and then people are like proud at the same time of the flags and all that shit, talking about freedom of speech and expression, and America acts like freedom of speech and expression is some shit to brag about, which is really fucking weird to me. Like, having freedom of speech shouldn't be a thing that you can brag about having, because you should just have it because that's what makes sense. Like, putting somebody in a box for saying something is ridiculous. And I don't think that you should be able to brag because you don't put people in boxes for saying shit. It's weird. It's like dudes who be like, yeah, man, I be changing diapers. You had the kid. Well, you ain't had the kid. You helped make the kid. Yeah, you gotta wipe some ass. you don't get trophies for wiping ass when you help produce the kid. That's like, and it feels like that's what Americans be wanting. They be like, yeah, man, we free to speak, yeah. Like, no, that's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to listen to what people have to say, and then not jail them. Like that. To me, that's what the fuck is supposed to happen. But I guess that, you know, they're like, yo, we deserve credit for not jailing your ass for talking shit. Like, really? I don't know about that. That's a little weird. But okay, that was just another topic that had graced that crossed my mind. That I wanted to talk about eventually. I have a few of those. I tend to think of shit and then write them down so that they're not gone and I'm not sitting in front of the microphone like, you know, maybe I should talk about something. What was that thing that back? You know, I don't want to do that. So I just open up the old phone and it's sitting there. It's like, you know, motherfuckers are confused. And I'm like, oh yeah, I did want to talk about it, and I'll just go. So, you know, a little behind the scenes action at the old podcast here. So anyway, thank you for listening to my ramblings. I hope I wasn't confusing in my message. If I was, I apologize. Let me just round it up. If Josh was, you know, having these affairs, big old douche pickle, what he crafted while being a big old douche pickle is very important to the world, very important to a lot of people, including myself. And I think that those two statements are both true and aren't mutually exclusive. So that's pretty much my too long didn't listen of that. And then all of the rest of the shit I'm pretty sure I was clear about. So that note, take care of yourself and I will talk to you later.